Welcome back, everyone. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday. And this is the Sunday Tarot Funnies. This is a beautiful little mini deck by Adam Stoller. And it comes in a nice tin, keeps it well protected. You do get a booklet with it. And Adam did a wonderful job with this. There's a little bit of difference happening here as we go through, in that he has sort of used different tools. So if we look in the little book here, it says our typical swords are going to be spoons, coins are going to be balloons, and cups are buckets, and wands are brooms. So he had some fun doing all that, and let's have some fun checking out the cards. I'll zoom in. There we go. The Fool. Some of the same elements we're used to, just a little bit more fun. There is our Magician. So you can see there, he's tossing around the brooms and spoons and the elements that Mr. Stoller has invented. There's our gorgeous High Priestess. And there are certain little animals that pop up throughout the deck. It's nice that her earrings represent the cycles of the moon there. Now this Empress doesn't look too happy. And if I go to the book, let's just see what he says about that. The Empress is a perfect example of fertility. She is surrounded by the beauty of nature and a bountiful field of wheat. Her faithful dog notices she's quite pregnant and presents her with a gift. Truth be told, she's a little tired of the whole thing. She's 2 weeks overdue and wishing she would deliver and officially get to meet the baby. So there she is. There's our Emperor holding the symbols of his office. And he keeps his throne on the highest peak so he can view his entire domain. And the raven there in the top corner is bringing a message from the world below. It's like, hello down there. All right, the Pope. He's blessing those 2 keys there. And the 2 bishops behind him are looking on. And it says they're thinking about how they might be needing to find a new pope pretty soon. Okay, there's our lovers, Adam and Eve with Cupid. And they are partaking of the forbidden. As the serpent winds around them, and Cupid has already sent his arrow. And we do have the yin and yang in the backdrop. You can see some of that there. And I guess the yin and yang is talking about reflecting the struggles of 2 ideas. With his little bottom hanging out there. Okay, the Chariot. So here we have our very tired Roman pressing his horses along the journey. And it suggests that the charioteer better keep his eyes on the road or he might end up in an aqueduct. Our Strength card. So this is our Lion Tamer. As the Lion Tamer noted, when the strong man was rushed to the hospital, lions don't like to be surprised. And this guy was attempting to show his domination over the lion, which is really a bad idea. The gorgeous Hermit. And he does have that look of wondering how he got there. But I like how the snow is sort of like frosting on a cupcake. And the eyes of the serpent in his wand there is phenomenal. And our Wheel of Fortune. So we do have the 4 elements we usually see on some of the cards. We've got the eagle, the man, the ox. And these guys have decided to take a trip to Vegas. And here we have justice. Didn't look like it went too well for that snake. So it says, despite herself being blindfolded, she's still able to slice the serpent in two and prevent him from influencing her decision. But it could be also that she doesn't like snakes. And there is the Hanged Man. I'm not sure what that creature up above is going to be doing, but the blood is rushing to his head, and maybe he'll have some insights. Oh, it's such a sad-looking death card, but the sun's happy. He contemplates the last rose in a desolate landscape. Look at that dog. He's like, what are you going to do now? So it will mean the end of life and purity if he swings that scythe. "14, Temperance. And it talks about Angel being the owner of her own establishment. But unfortunately, she doesn't have many customers, because she's known to mix a good deal of water with her wine. But it says there might be some good IPAs on tap. The Devil. Well, he's doing a dance up there, ain't he? So he's pleased with how things have been going, and his flames are hotter than ever. He's turned the pedestal of truth upside down. Yeah, you can see that there. And stands upon it to observe his domain. And these are 2 of his favorite humans down below. And he likes to torment them for a little bit of entertainment. There's our Tower card. It says, all George wanted was to take his girlfriend to the top of the tallest building for a little bit of lunch. He had no idea it was going to be struck by a bolt of lightning at a clear blue sky. And he's like, whoops, sorry about that, babe. The Star. Well, Alice was a free spirit, and she enjoyed getting naked and grabbing pictures of water she had in the fridge, taking them down to the lake and dumping them in. Sometimes the contents made it to the water, sometimes not so good, but she enjoyed the attention that she was able to get by doing such an activity. The Moon. So we got this wolf on top of a cliff, howling at the moon, but the moon can't understand coyote. It's not sure what the animal's trying to say. And here is the sun. An infant and his horse have ridden out into the desert and now realize that was a bad idea. The sun smiles down upon the pair, knowing that if they continue to move forward, they will accomplish their goal of making it out of the desert. Ooh, with that thumbs down, it doesn't look like that judgment went too well. So God sits in judgment of Adam and Eve, and it doesn't look too good for them. Of course, when the serpent is your lawyer, you know things aren't going to go so well. 21, the world. Excuse me. So the world is just hanging out with his best buds, and they don't get together often, but when they do, it's quite the party, and the sun is such a gas. Soon enough, all things come to an end, and the universe goes its own way. Eventually, the cycle will repeat all over again. But who can resist a good party? And I'm just going to pause there for a second. Okay, let's continue on. So here we have the balloons. And balloons are coins. So this little guy doesn't look very happy either. Daryl has just come from his most recent gig at a children's birthday party, and he's seriously considering a change in his life. Balloons again for the 2. And this is Pierre. So Pierre has decided to try juggling balloons instead of balls. It seems like a difficult choice to make, but he's up for the challenge. There is our 3. And this is Larry. And Larry doesn't know why the oddly dressed architect needed to create a diagram to demonstrate how to blow up 3 balloons. But a customer is a customer, and he'll do whatever it takes to please the customer. There is our 4. So this guy's Roger, and he doesn't want to let go of those balloons. But he's floating farther and farther away from the city, and he's worried that someone might take one of his balloons away. The 5. So despite the cold, 2 homeless people are still out and about, perhaps searching for shelter. They don't see the bright lights from the church window behind them, though. Shelter and sustenance is just steps away if they just turn around and take a look. Ooh, 6. He looks like the guy from the Monopoly. A wealthy banker decides to distribute balloons to the poor around the city. How a balloon will help them improve their lives is unclear, but he believes they look much happier holding it. I love this guy down here. I can't get up, but give me a balloon. Yeah. Okay. Then we have 7. This is Dale. Everybody meet Dale. He's worked hard for about a year, but he now has a fine crop of balloons almost ready for harvest. And at last he can step back, take a break, and appreciate what he has accomplished. And the cow's like, I don't get it. Okay, who's this guy? This is Bofo, the clown. Skilled, he is able to blow up balloons and have them float in the air despite not being filled with helium. The more balloons he blows up, the better he gets at it. And the trials and troubles of life at the castle are put aside as he focuses on his floating balloons. Okay. There's Granny in the garden. She has a bountiful harvest, but it's Edith actually, and she reveals her success and prosperity. And the falcon on her hand and the fox around her neck, they show her accomplishments. She has accumulated everything the heart can desire. And there's the family affair. So Grandpa, sometimes considered a little bit of a tightwad, and he was the wealthiest man in the city and was known for his generosity. So Gina and her son, Johnny, have showed up to ask for money so that Johnny can get his teeth fixed. And there's our page. This is Javier. He's feeling good about where he is in life. He's worked his way up. He is now page. And he feels it won't be long before he's bumped up to knighthood. Everything's coming up roses. There is our knight. These horses don't have very long legs. It's going to take a while to get anywhere. So this is John, and he's been plowing the field all morning. And though he is sweating inside that suit of armor, it's paid off. Hard work, productivity. Our queen, this is Adira, and she is the model of success. She, as represented by fruit and flowers everywhere. She's still missing the one thing that she does not have. Does the bunny foretell a possible pregnancy? There's our king. I don't know, looks a little bit like Fred Flintstone. And he's a bit of a show-off. He's got a great kingdom, a great palace. His land produces the very best beef and fruits all around the world. Okay, so we are into brooms now. So this is our ace. If I go back, brooms are the same as wands, and they are on fire here. Holy crow. So this was the first attempt to make broom racing an Olympic event. But Leonard ran a little too close to the Olympic flame, and he did, however, set a record for the 3/4 mile. There's Guy. He's got 2 brooms. What's he going to do with it? Surveying the city. He's going to sweep away the competition. Okay, we have 3 brooms, 3 boats, and 1 bird. So on this cliff top, the blue bird on his finger gives him assurance that happiness is in the future. There's our 4. This is Kathy and Janice. Now they work weekends at the local farmer's market. The harvest has been bountiful. Business is booming. The canopy above their heads displays the lush fruits available at the stand. Okay, this doesn't look good. So we have 5 guys with 5 brooms. And they are custodians. There's been a spill in the hallway at the school, and they all seem ready to come to blows over who's going to clean it up. Okay, 6. This is Wilford the Great, and he's just arrived in town. He's had a victory. It's not clear what he was victorious with, but probably something really good. And these followers are singing his praises. Okay, we're up on the mountaintop now, and we got 7 brooms. This is Ronald. He's of Biloxi, and he's reached a pinnacle in his career. He's robbed from the richest of the rich and given to the poorest of the poor, and he's not sure what more he can accomplish. The truth is, his merry men have gotten sick of his bragging and his boasting, and he needs to be brought down a peg. The witches are out, the witches are out. Okay, we have 8. This is Helga. She couldn't make up her mind when she went to the broom store, so she brought them all home. And no one has had the nerve to tell her that all the brooms are the same. Okay, who's this dude? Number 9. This is William. He stands resolutely, if not a bit shakily, in front of the barricade that he must defend. And he's been through a few battles. But there could be one more. And there's 10. This is Phil. Phil is a broom maker, and he's just completed one of the biggest orders for his business. But instead of shipping, he decided to tie them all up and haul them all on his back. And now he regrets that decision. But he keeps on going. There's our page. So he's under the desert sun, and he can't figure out how much sweeping he will have to do at the King's Vacation bungalow. Our knight, meet Reginald. He's been out patrolling the Egyptian desert. He's energized. He's ready to complete his mission so he can get back to the air-conditioned bungalow. Okay, we got the Queen of Brooms. She has her lions, so that gives her that look of strength. And she holds a black cat as if to say she's in touch with her magical side. And our king, let's see what he's up to. He's been getting a lot of complaints about the heat, but he has to admit he enjoys the sun. And he has that lion on his chest, his pet salamander. Everything about him says fire. Okay, now we're into buckets. What is he doing? Well, I got to see again at the front here what it said. I believe, yep, buckets or cups. Okay, so, well, let's just take a peek here. This is Jake. He's been assigned the duty of emptying the water bucket before leaving the campsite. Okay. The two, Helen and Tom, they've been staring longingly into each other's eyes. And the caduceus above with the head of the lion, he sees that exchange. There is a give and take in relationships. Okay, we got our three ladies here. They're working hard. They've been having a celebration. And a dove blesses their love and affection. The four. So Jake is bringing Kevin a bucket of water, but Kevin does not seem too interested. He's got 3 buckets of water anyway. What's he need another one for? Oh. Number 5. This is Wade, and Wade has tripped over a bunch of buckets and ended up getting his head stuck in one. He feels like a failure. He's disappointed. Some of the water's been spilled and wasted. His eyes are covered. He's blind to the fact that there are still 2 buckets that possibly hold some liquid. Okay, we got 6 here. They filled their buckets with flowers. And an adult has left them behind, feeling assured that they will do well on their own. Oh, a little bit of magic with the 7. Let's see what he's up to. This is Malcolm. Malcolm, the splendoriferous, casts a spell and has 7 buckets. Well, the final object is a snake representing passion and desire. What bucket should he choose? We got our 8 with Henry. And Henry's walking with the aid of a cane up a steep incline, and he's been struggling all day. He leaves his buckets behind because he knows he'll never make it up the hill carrying that weight. He must leave some things behind and move forward. Okay, this looks like Home Depot. We got Pop here. He's got too many buckets in his inventory. It's just those darn buckets taking up so much room. It's time for a sale. Okay, 10 of buckets. This is Bob and Gina, and they just got married. The rainbow over the happy couple is a sign that the two will have a joyful marriage. Okay, we got the page. Innocent, open, and youthful. And you see that fish popping out of his bucket. How did it get there? Maybe the seagull dropped it. We got the knight, This is Sir Oswald. His duty is filling a bucket at a nearby stream. Oh, the Queen, she doesn't look very happy. She's on her throne of rocks on the seashore, full of emotion. But she's not going to touch the water. She's buffered from the water by the colorful rocks. Okay, we have the King of Buckets. And he has a gold trident. Dolphins are jumping. He remains calm and detached. Okay, we are into spoons in the kitchen. So let's make sure we got it right. Spoons are swords. Okay, this is Chef Henri, and he works at his stove to create a delicious meal of sautéed crown. Okay, it has a garnish of laurel and palm leaves, and it all means victory. The Two of Spoons. This isn't going so well, I don't think. Regina, she has 2 spoons and she can't decide which one she wants. Our 3, Spencer, he's in love. He has compassion and warmth for everyone. But why does it hurt? Why is there pain? Why do people want to eat him maybe for breakfast? Okay, we got 4 spoons here. 1 guy in a coffin. And Vlad just was hoping to get a little shut-eye. He wanted a little time to recuperate after a hard day of blood drinking. But this darn Van Helsing family, they won't leave him alone. Oh, this breaks me up. Okay, we got 5, and somebody's got all the ice cream. Lenny and Carl are defeated because Bruce just wants and wants and wants, and he eats more and more. Okay, we got the 6 of spoons. Okay, Fred is out for a peaceful day of fishing, and it seems to be going well. But if he isn't careful, something in his past may come back to bite him. Fred, look behind you. Okay, we got 7. Here's my sneaky Pete. Now this is Joe, and he's just robbed this house, but he doesn't feel bad about it. He feels he's going to get away with it. But it would have been more of an accomplishment if he had grabbed some jewelry or money. What's with the spoons, Joe? Okay, we have 8. We're getting down there, people. It's almost over. Betty, she's been tossed from the castle, bound and blindfolded, and she's surrounded by 8 spoons, stuck in the ground. She has not yet realized, because of her blindfold, that there is a path going forward. She needs to follow the sound of the running water. Okay, 9 spoons. This is Natalie. She's wide awake, haunted by her fears of being hit by one of those spoons. She longs for life portrayed in the painting above her bed. Looks a little bit more peaceful. And maybe she should just take the spoons down. Okay, we have 10 spoons, and this is Karen. Karen's dying on her kitchen floor. She began looking back at the bad choices she'd made in her life, and she does not think it's a bit odd that a raven is standing there watching her die. Perhaps it means there's a chance for her survival. Okay, we have this classy looking page here. It doesn't say this page has his name. Okay, we'll call him Stephen. He holds a spoon proudly in the air, and he looks back at something behind him. There's storm clouds. There's blowing. His hair is being tossed. The butterfly on his tunic means transformation. He's determined no matter what changes are coming, he will be prepared. He will be prepared. And he Might use that spoon to look in as a mirror and fix his hair a little bit. Okay, we have the Knight. The storm approaches, and he brandishes his spoon before him, determined to face his enemy. The fact is, it's only a spoon, and that worries him just a little bit. Okay, we have the Queen. This is Harriet, and she doesn't know why nobody wants to approach her. She's holding her hand out invitingly, but no citizen wants to come forward. Perhaps it has something to do with her dog, Chuckles, who keeps chewing on the legs of anyone who comes near. The last one, the King of Spoons. This has been an absolute treat. This is King Arno. Now, Arno is solid. He's stable. He's a ruler. And although he keeps to the rational mindset, he's kind of open spiritually. And that is symbolized by the hawk. Now, this deck does include reversals. I think almost anybody would enjoy looking at this deck. It is so much fun. And I would think that even a younger generation would have fun playing with these. But that's it, guys. This has been the Sunday Tarot Funnies. And I'm probably enjoying this more than you are, but have a great Sunday.